friends. Today I am going to be reading the book called Making a Witch Trap for Hansel and Gretel by Joanne Mattern. Okay, so there are four pretty short chapters. So I'm just going to read this out loud. If you would like to go to Epic and follow along, you can. However, you can just sit and listen to this read aloud just straight from your computer if you would like to. Chapter 1, Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel were lost in the woods. They were also very hungry. But soon they found a house made of candy. They began to eat. An old lady came out of the house. She invited them inside. Down here it says, at first the old lady seemed kind to Hansel and Gretel, but we know what her true intentions are. Hansel and Gretel did not know it, but the woman was a witch. She used her house to lure children. Then she would cook and eat them. Inside, the witch shoved Hansel into a cage. She told Gretel to build a fire in the oven. Gretel said she did not know how. The witch leaned into the oven to show her. Quickly, Gretel shoved the witch inside and locked her in. Then she freed her brother from his cage. The children were able to escape. Down here it says, Hansel and Gretel needed to outsmart the witch to escape her home. Chapter 2, Making a Witch Trap. Gretel had to think quickly to save her brother. She lured the witch into the oven, then she trapped the witch inside too. People in real life use traps too. Most often, people catch animals in traps. In the fairy tale, the oven was the trap. You can design your own trap. You can catch a stuffed animal. The trap should be big enough to hold your target. You should also have a way to close the trap around the target. Materials: scissors, one large cardboard box, a long sturdy stick, 2 pieces of string, 10 feet long, one stuffed animal. Instructions: with an adult's help, open the box and cut off the flaps. 2. Take 1 piece of string, tie one end to the middle of the stick. Make a strong knot. Take the second piece of string, tie it around the stuffed animal. Place the box on the ground, with the open side facing up. With the open side facing down. Use the stick to prop up the box. Place one end of the stick on the ground. Place the other end of the stick against the inside of the box, so it would look like this once you're finished with it. Fun fact: live traps allow animals to be released back into the wild. Number 6, hold the loose end of the string that is attached to the stick, so this one right here. Move away from the stick until the string is almost taut. Taut kind of means, here actually, let's go to our glossary to see what taut means. Glossary, taut, a person or object chosen as the aim. Taut means pulled tight. Pulled tight. So it's pulled tight. Tight and taut actually kind of sound similar, so that's pretty interesting. Move away from the stick until the string is almost taut. Keep holding the string. 7. Have a friend use the second string to pull the stuffed animal near the trap. Fun fact: scientists trap animals to study them. They attach a tacking tag to each animal. Then they release the animals. They can see where the animals go. And then number 8 says, pull the string hard as the animal enters the trap. In the real world, the wolves of Yellowstone. Gray wolves used to live in Yellowstone National Park. By the 1970s, they were gone. During the 1990s, the U.S. government trapped wolves in Canada. Scientists tagged the wolves with tracking collars. They then released the wolves into Yellowstone. The wolves did well in their new home. Scientists tracked where they moved. They learned the wolves were starting new families. The project was a success. Trapping and tracking helped scientists conserve the wolves. In 2019, more than 60 wolves lived in Yellowstone. Trapping helped scientists bring wolves back to Yellowstone. Chapter 3, Results. When you pull on the string, the stick fell out. Without the stick to hold it up, the box also fell. It trapped the animal inside. You can adjust your trap to help it work even better. In this simple trap, the stick holds the box up until the animals come close. Try some of these ideas. Change the size of the box. It should be big enough to catch your target. Use a taller stick. This will create more room for the animal to enter the trap. Change the strength of the string. Does it work better to use a thicker cord? Use a shorter or longer string. Does it work better to be closer or farther from the trap? Fun fact: wild animals might bother people or pets. Never try to trap a wild animal. Only specially trained people should do this. They can trap animals safely. They can relocate the animals to safer places. Specifically designed cages trap wild animals without hurting them. Chapter 4, The Science Behind the Trap. Your box trap works because of energy and gravity. Energy is the ability to do work. It cannot be created or destroyed, but it can change between forms. Movement of any kind requires energy. Potential energy is the energy of position. An object's potential energy is often related to gravity. This force pulls objects towards Earth's center, but gravity can be resisted. For example, suppose a book is on a table. The book would fall if not for the table. The book has potential energy because its position above the ground. Objects that are higher off the ground have greater potential energy. Imagine pushing the book off the table. The book falls. Its potential energy turns into kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Potential energy and gravity. Potential energy is stored energy. It is the potential to move. It is the potential to move, not the movement itself. For example, gravity pulls down on both balls. This green ball here and then this one on the ground. But the ball on the left could fall down. The ball on the right has nowhere else to go. So the ball on the left has more potential energy. Energy changing between forms is what lets people make and use traps. When you first set up your box trap, it has a lot of potential energy. The stick held the box against the force of gravity. It kept the box from falling. Then you pulled the string away. The box fell. Its potential energy turned into kinetic energy. Gravity then kept the box on the ground. It trapped the stuffed animal inside. Fun fact: roller coaster cars do not have engines. Instead, cars gain potential energy when they move up the first hill. Kinetic energy sends the car zooming through the rest of the ride. So here's that potential energy versus kinetic energy. Roller coaster cars speed up as they go down a hill. Their potential energy turns into kinetic energy of motion. Cars slow down as they near the top of the hill. Their kinetic energy turns back into potential energy. So going up, it's potential energy. Going down, it's kinetic energy. Up, potential. Down, kinetic. All right, and that is all for that book today. Thank you guys for listening, and there are questions on Google Classroom for you to answer.